Hey everybody, this is Willow. Um, for those of you who want to talk about the sores, um, some people have been asking me some questions about the sores that you get with when you get along with Morgellons, and so I thought I'd do a video about it. If you have the sores, if you have the sores covering your body, and I know how you're hurting, I know what kind of pain you're going through, I know what kind of physical pain and mental agony and emotional agony, I know. Let me just say it's real hard for me to talk about the sores especially. It's hard for me to talk about Morgellons altogether, but I feel like I need to do it. But it's really difficult to talk about the sores because of the pain, of all the pain that was associated with the sores and the duration of the sores. And when I talk about it, it's like I'm reliving it in my mind, and then all the emotions come up with it. So I'm going to try to not to cry, but sometimes I cry when I talk about my experience with Morgellons. But I just want you to know, if you have the sores all over your body, I know what you're going through. I feel your pain. I know you're hurting. There's 4 ways that the sores break out. Number one, you might see just a little bump on your arm or a bump somewhere on your body that looks like a little pimple, and you just start kind of scratching it to kind of scratch it off. And most of the time when you scratch it, the next thing you know, you've got a sore there. And when it starts, it may create like a little hole in your skin. And then that's where all this stuff starts coming up. It just starts oozing with the stuff, the fungus and stuff, and the salt, the sand and the little grainy looking things and all, and that the reds start coming out. That's the basic way the sore started, for little bumps on the skin that you just pick. And then the second way is like a movement. Sometimes you might just feel a movement, or feel like something crawling on your skin. You look down and you can't see anything, but you know there's a movement there, and you rub it and you rub it and you scratch it and you scratch it until it gets raw and it turns into a sore. You got the same thing starting over again. You got all the fluid stuff starts coming out, starts oozing, and the more more it itches and burns, the more you scratch it. The third way is the stinging. Now, for me, the stinging was the worst because it just didn't seem to let up. There's like a stinging sensation that usually it's going to be in an isolated place on your body. You're going to feel a stinging sensation, and then you start rubbing it, and you put medicine on it, and you try to get it to stop, and you put all kind of oil on it, and you try to get it to stop, and it don't work, and you just keep rubbing it, and it keeps stinging, and it keeps stinging and burning, and you keep rubbing it until you've got more sores. The fourth way is when you do the bathtub soakings. When you do the bathtub soakings and the fungus starts coming out, you're going to have sores that are going to break out right along with the fungus. It just goes along with it. The sores come right out with it. Now, what do you do for the sores? For me, the only thing I knew to do for the sores was just to do the soakings in the tub with your baking soda and your water and your Epsom salt. Sometimes I put pine salt in my water, or whatever I felt like I could handle. When the sores started really getting painful, I would get in the tub and I would just soak. And then when I got out, I'd do the castor oil and make sure I covered my whole body with castor oil. You can use any kind of oil. Tea tree oil is really good because it's menthol and it really helps if you got enough of it to cover your whole body with. Tea tree oil, coconut oil, olive oil, almond oil, uh, just any kind of oil, any kind of essential oils will work too. Just just keep the sores saturated with some kind of oil, some kind of healing oil, and all the oils will heal. You just have to make sure that you keep your body saturated with the oils all the time. Now, the sores are going to stay with you. They're going to stay with you until it's over. When you first start breaking out in the sores, there's most likely they're going to be all over your body. But then after a while, after you keep doing your soakings and your treatments, and you keep using your oil, after a while you're going to start seeing the sores decrease, and then they're going to start then you start seeing them heal up, and gradually they'll disappear. But the hardest part is the pain that's associated with the sores. There's so much pain and agony with the sores because your body just throbs. It's just a throbbing sensation all over your body. And for me, there was a lot of weeping and wailing and thrashing about, clawing my skin, just a lot of mental torture, a lot of mental anguish that went with it. So that's about all I can tell you about the sores. It's just important to keep doing your treatments, your bathtub treatments. Like I said, keep the sores bathed in oil. Get you some old clothes. Wear your old sloppy clothes around the house. That's what I did. I just wore old sloppy clothes because I was always covered in oil. So I wore my old sloppy clothes, and I'm going to tell you the truth, I spend most of my time in bed. Every chance I got, I was in bed because I was so sick. But that's it, folks. Do your bathtub soaking. Keep your body saturated in oil. Take your Tylenol for your pain and just pray a lot. Go to bed. Thanks.